Hey everyone. So a question came in this morning about the use of textures, specular maps, normal maps, some of the sci-fi texture stuff that I left for you guys to utilize in your sci-fi hallway builds. So really briefly, just how we go about using these things. We can create a polyplane, hit F5 to make it visible. We'll just take it up so we're not looking at the grid. We're going to click on this, go to Material Attributes, and well, just give it a new material. We'll assign new material, and we will assign a blend. Okay, so everything else is exactly as you would expect. In the color channel, we're going to apply a file, and we're going to go get a file, and let's see what file we'll get. How about this? Just grab this, which is often called the diffuse map. So the diffuse map goes into your color channel, and if I turn on map at this point, we can see that that's exactly what we get. We're going to hit the down arrow here, return to there. Now we're looking to go to the bump material or bump mapping. We're also going to pipe in a file. The file we're going to pump in is not a bump map, it's going to be a normal map. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we switch this to tangent space normal. Okay? And we're going to go in here. And you can always tell a normal map because it's going to have this this great funky sort of black light texture, but also it usually is going to have an N or a, say, the word normals or something of that nature. So we'll pipe that in, and at this point you can't see a bump. And the reason you can't see a bump is because we're still in default viewing. So if we go to the render and then we switch to high quality, then all of a sudden we can actually see the bump. Okay, so now we're looking at the bump, but the reflection or the specular is just sort of across the entire surface, so it doesn't look particularly good. So what we need is one more map that's going to control our specular reflections or specularity. So we'll pop there, we'll come back out, and what we're looking to do is we're going to pipe a map into the specular color. And we're going to grab a file again, go right over here, and I believe it's right here, and usually it'll say spec, okay, or specular or something like that. Sometimes you see spec, sometimes you'll see specular written out. In our case it just says spec. So now when we do that, we get a much more controlled surface. So the shininess appears higher in the whiter areas, and down here if we actually look at the specular map, what happens is anywhere that's dark we don't get any specularity or shininess, and we get more shininess in the whiter areas. And that is a specular map, and that is how you go about mapping materials. Hopefully that was helpful. Take care, guys.